And good morning. In dealing with anxiety, we've learned some things already through our lessons. One thing is we don't need to put an attachment on needs, on things as a need, unless it is genuinely a need. So you and I have to start off by making sure we label things correctly, that they are genuine needs in our life before we begin to attach some value to them. There are things in our life that we love, that we like, and we enjoy, that we say, oh, I need to. But be careful about throwing that word need around too lightly. We want to make sure that we're faithful in that area. Second thing is daily feed your soul with the Word of God, reminding yourself of what is valuable and what does carry the most weight. Many times we fret about things in this world that aren't genuine needs, and we put aside those things that are truly important, like love and mercy and graciousness and kindness to our neighbor, faithfulness to the Word of God. Those things are often laid to the side while we worry and fret about things that are either out of our control or are not genuine needs. And we need to live for something just a little bit bigger than us. We're very selfish when all the concerns revolve around the things we think we've got to have or that we need. If we become unproductive in our ability to serve one another and love one another properly because all we're doing is fretting about the things we think we've got to have or the things that we may lose, there's the potential of loss of something, and that causes us such anxiety that we can't serve. Now we have really become faithless. Somebody didn't come to church one time, and I checked on them, and I said, hey, is everything okay? Yeah, everything's okay. I was just really kind of down today. And so I made a decision to stay at home because I just didn't want to burden anybody else with it. Really? Well, Hebrews chapter number 10 tells us not to forsake the assembling of ourselves together, as is the manner of some. Why? The previous verse tells us exactly why. Because we're to meet together and to provoke one another to love and good works. I said, by being down about something you can't control, that you have no control over, you made the wrong decision to stay at home. Because you chose to let anxiety and worry control your obedience. You became obedient to your own self, your own will, and your own depression. Because if you'd come to church, you could have been involved in that provoking ministry that every church member has. Every one of us are tasked with the provoking ministry to provoke one another to love and good works. And the way that happens is to not forsake the assembling. I've known people that have had great losses in their life, and their response to it is to back away from church. You understand that by doing that, you're really shooting yourself in the foot. You're not accomplishing the purposes that God has set forth for you, and that is to be one of those provokers and as well go to a place that you can be provoked. That's why the Elks Lodge and the Moose Lodge and all of these little gatherings and groups that people have put together to help them and support them and encourage them fail in this one thing. The Bible does not command you to do that. What the Bible does command us to do is to not forsake the assembling of ourselves together in church. Because that is where we are provoked to love and good works. You're provoked to love and good works through the sermon. You're provoked to love and good works through the fellowship. All of these things help us and aid us in that particular ministry. So if you're struggling from anxiety, the last thing you want to do is to lay out of church, because one person told me his family had left, and he was like, every time I'm there, I think about them. Well, that's probably true. So you're telling me you don't think about them when you're not there? You don't think about them when you go to the park? You don't think about it when you look at all the pictures that you're posting online? You don't think about them? So the only place you think about them is at church, and you can't handle that. So you're willing to sacrifice the very command that God has given to not forsake the assembling together because it provokes love and good works. Be careful about how we handle the matter of anxiety, or we'll only injure ourselves further.